Cyber Warrior Wisdom.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Cyber Warrior Wisdom. I'm your host, Cyber Warrior. We're here with another episode trying to figure out, not doing a review this time, looking at more of doing something on the cybersecurity side, which is, of course, what I do. So I wanted to show you guys some of that and get you like a head start in there. If it may be something you're thinking about doing or, wanting to get into the offensive side of security, this is something that you could do to jumpstart that part of it. Um, so with that, we'll get right into it. What you're going to need to start off with is VirtualBox. So what you're going to want to do is head to virtualbox.org/wiki/downloads, and you're going to want to hit Windows hosts and go ahead and download VirtualBox. Walk through the installer. All the defaults are fine. You don't need to do anything special with it. And then it will load up. Once it loads up, you will need to go to Kali.org, and then you're going to want to go to pre-built VMs right here on VirtualBox as a 2.9 gig download. You're going to click that, download that into your downloads folder. Once you do that, you're going to go into your downloads folder. You're going to see that here. It's a 7-zip file. I recommend you go get 7-zip if you don't already have it. It's a great little program. It's free. Search it on Google. You'll be able to find it right away. So hit show more options when you right click on it, go to 7-zip, and you're going to extract here, and going to go ahead and extract those files out for you. Once it's done extracting, it is quite old or something like that. So you'll have to scroll down to the bottom, possibly find that folder that it unzipped it into, and then what you're gonna want to do is double click the one with the blue box. So the V box, you're gonna double click that. It will go ahead and import it right into VirtualBox for you. And then what you're gonna want to do then is you're gonna want to go to www.vulnhub.com, which I will put all those links down in the description below as well. And then in here, you will have a list of virtual machines you can check out to try and attack with your Kali Linux once you get it going. And that way you can test your skills. And again, this is for practice purposes only. These are practice VMs. I do not recommend scanning the internet, trying to attack the internet with a Kali Linux box. You will get yourself into trouble and into legal trouble, possibly. That is why we want to look at this and do it within a virtual environment within our own machine. And therefore, getting some learning in. This is for learning purposes only. Do not attempt to do this on the open internet trying to find something. It's never a good idea. You could get yourself, like I said, in legal trouble, and I do not recommend it. We are the good guys. We want to learn how to do it just so that we know what we're doing and how to protect it. And this leads for this offensive security. It can lead into certain careers like red teaming, blue teaming, where companies hire you to come in with your own software, own laptop running Kali Linux or whatever tools you want to run and try to break into their systems. That would be a blue team. Sometimes they ask you to do it from your own house and they give you their IP range so you can attack just them, but they don't give you any other details. That would be a red team. So then you try to attack and see if their security team picks you up and so on. If you want to look at that down the road, that's different types of career paths you could go down. Um, Companies do this all the time. CrowdStrike, I think, has a red team that they hire out as well. So there's companies that do that for you, that can hire you for you to go in and do that. I would suggest for this going into the Django 1.0.1, and it's an older VM. I noticed that Vulnerhub hasn't updated any machine since 2022. I don't know why. This used to be a great source for it all. So we would click on that. You would download the OVA file, and then once you have that OVA file downloaded, of course, again, you would just go in and just double click on it, and it would do an import on it. I've got other VMs here that I was testing out. So what we're going to want to do is just click finish there for it to import. And once it's there, we're going to be good to go as far as that. So you can see on the right side here, it is 100% importing the appliance, waiting for it to show up in my list over here as soon as it's done. While we're waiting on that, we can go over here to tools, and we're going to create a virtual environment or virtual network for our machines to connect up to. So what we're going to want to do is go into NAT networks, which I've already got one created. What you do is right click, click create, or you can even click create here, and it creates you a NAT network. So like right now I've got this 10.0.2.0/24. So it gives me a full 256 IP addresses to use in this, and it's a private network here within my own machine. It won't be able to go anywhere else. Trying to figure out what's going on with this import, why it's not importing. Let's see here. Not sure why it didn't want to import. So add a machine. This is what I had already imported before. So when you do it, it should import fine. And then what we're going to do now is we can click on the settings for it. We're going to go down to network. We're going to make sure that it says NAT network, name NAT network. We're going to click OK. Same thing with our Kali box. We're going to click on settings, highlight it, click on settings, go to network, go to NAT network, and then NAT network, we're going to click OK. Now we're going to boot up our Kali VM. Again, I'm not going to go through a full walkthrough on how to hack. That is, everybody's got their different way of learning, different way of doing things, or how to penetrate another box by using Kali. That will be for you to do, for you to find out, you to try and figure out what you're going to be utilizing it for and getting into. So by default, the login is Kali and Kali. So then we're going to hit login, which will get us into this Kali machine. You can always go into the corner here, drag it to make it bigger. It will auto adjust. And then we're going to go over here to the Django, and we're going to start that box up. And so it should power up in another window as well. Minimize that. I'm going to increase the size of this one. And as you can see, it's Ubuntu. And it shrunk it again. I want to make it bigger. And I don't need to see the information about it. So it's booting up. Once it gets booted up, the cool thing about this VM, the Django one, is that it gives you its IP address right here. So it's 10.0.2.6. For me, it will be whatever for you. So make sure you follow that. And to test and see if it is up, open up your Firefox browser here. And then what we're going to do is just type in http:// and that IP address. If nothing happens when you're doing that, your numlock is not on for the VM. So just hit your numlock 10.0.2.6, and then we're going to hit enter. No, I do not want to Google http 10.0.2.6. Enter. There we go. So now what it did is it gave me this box, and so now begins your red teaming or your blue teaming. So this is where you now start to play around and try to figure out, how do I get into this box? What tools can I use? What happens when I click on site? Oh, it's got this grayscale thing here. So now you're going to go through all of this to look at. And then on your Kali logo here, you've got a list of applications you can use to start going after it. Again, I'm not going to walk you through this. I want you to play with it. I want you to really dive in and figure out these tools, learn these tools, and figure out what each one of them does while attacking this box. Now you have the IP address of the box, you have the tools, you have everything you need in order to become an offensive security specialist. And hopefully this is something that interests you and drives you to learn more. You can always go and download others. other boxes to look at. So this is supposed to be a easy box. It says the secret to this box is enumeration, and he's even got an email address you can send him inquiries to. But of course, this was back in 2021, which is, well, for November 2021, which is 3 years ago now. So don't know if he's still checking that, but if you ever have issues or whatnot, maybe you can send him an email and see if he responds and talks to you. Another thing that I would advise you to check out, which I think was cool that I came across, is hackthebox.com is another cool thing where you can kind of sign up and get in for free as you're doing it for an individual user, and you can get some free time on here. You can also pay for a higher tier to get more access to the boxes if it's something that you're really interested in and want to really improve your skills. It's got a whole bunch of different stuff. It's even got tutorials on how to do things and everything else. So if you want to check that out, again, I'll have that link in the description below as well. But I just wanted to do this quick video for you guys to show you about some offensive security stuff. Again, this is sometimes, like I said, to get into red teaming, blue teaming, but it also is to get into the mindset of a hacker. And I do that all the time since I'm mainly a defensive specialist, where I try to think like a hacker and pick the tools for my company to use to protect us against that. Nothing is foolproof. It's not a matter of if we get hacked, it's a matter of when we get hacked and how do we find them and respond in today's world, because there's no way to keep out all the smart people out there that are finding new vulnerabilities that we don't even know about. So it's just utilizing these tools in our free time to try and figure out how they're thinking, how they're doing things. So it's always good to learn that, and I encourage you to do that as well if this is something that drives you and maybe you want to learn at doing in your career or changing into this career. So with that, guys, I'm going to leave you with this awesome Hack the Box website here. And if you want, check out VulnHub, Kali Linux, and VirtualBox. They are great assets to your tools and your everyday assets. And until next time, guys, if you like the video, hit that thumbs up. It helps me in the YouTube algorithm. And then, of course, hit that subscribe button to see future videos and click that bell to be notified when I drop a video. Until next time, guys, Cyber Warrior out.